Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. In this video is quite an important topic on the business development side when it comes to recruitment. It's why clients don't come back to you. And you have to identify why they don't come back to you in order to fix the problem. There's no point just doing the same thing over and over again. So if you figure this out, or at least some of it out, you're probably going to be more successful and your conversion rates will skyrocket. So I'll tell you a quick story. I had a client meeting, and this was probably about 2 months ago, and it really got to me. And I'll be honest with you, it lasted 5 minutes. And usually, client calls usually last with me because I chat so much. Sometimes about over 2 hours sometimes. And the initial call, if we get some rapport going, it typically lasts no less than 20 minutes. If it lasts shorter than that, you've probably messed up big time, unless the person is just really straight to the point. So this client call, I took the call, introduced myself, everyone went well, and it probably lasted about 5 minutes. And the call ended with, "We'll let you know, we'll come back to you." So it really got to me because that never really happens with me. It's if they get on the phone, they usually become a client. And I'm not saying everyone, but I pre-qualify before, and then I jump on a scheduled call. So it got to me 5 minutes, and I sat there and I was like, what did I do wrong? Why? Was it me? Was it the market? Was it something else? To be honest, it was probably me, and it was probably too aggressive, too pushy, and I was trying to take control of the conversation. And a lot of clients are tire kickers as well, and you have to remember that. So they don't really want to do business. They just want to chat to a recruiter, see if they're going to get a good deal from you. I wouldn't move on my rates, and I think that's what sort of killed the deal of that. So going back to that point, I wanted to figure out, and I really sat down and I thought, why would a client not use me? I'm a good recruiter, I'm hardworking. Why would they not work with me? So I found out, I drummed it down to about 4 points. I initially drummed it down to about two, and two are to do with you and two are to do with them. So the first one is the most important one, and I'm sure you've seen job adverts where it says no agencies please. So with that, that means they have no budget. It's either a small company or the chief executive, and I've worked at companies where the chief executive said, we do not use agencies. No way, categorically no, we will not spend money, waste money exactly on that. So no agencies please means two things. We won't spend the money, so they're actually not a potential client, so they're never going to buy from you unless they're really desperate. Or if you get in front of us, we're going to buy. So we need to not make sure agencies won't call. Yeah. So it means if you need a sign on your front door that says no junk mail, it means you're probably likely to, purchase things, or you just don't want the things coming through. So what it says to me is somebody coming and saying, no soliciting means you're a buyer to me. And I've got so many clients of no agencies, please, off those adverts, because agencies probably think, I'm not going to try it. So things do change. They are generic adverts, and they just don't want people contacting. So the point is, they don't have budget. So that's probably one of the reasons why they're not coming back to you. Now, the second point is there is no need for you. Now, this is important. Why a client will not come back to you is there is no need. So you're either targeting the wrong sector, the wrong job title, or location. So let's say you're a company. So getting the mind of the client is very important. Yeah. Or you're a HR manager. You post an advert, you get loads of job applicants. Yeah. And they're all, 20% of them hit the mark. All you need to do is interview them. Yeah. Why on earth, or the business owner, why on earth would he pay a recruitment agency? There is pretty much no reason why. You've employed a HR manager, you've employed a talent acquisition person, and it's important to look at the structure of the company. So if they're filled with, HR people, they've got 6 HR people. I always say my best clients, or the best people to target, are companies with 3 HR people. So HR advisors, 2 HR advisors, and 1 recruitment manager. Yeah. If they've got 3 talent acquisition people and they've worked at recruitment agencies and they know how to recruit like an agency, then they're very unlikely to use you. They're in place to save the company money. So those type of companies, looking on LinkedIn, seeing what type of, human resource structure they have in play is very, very important. Now, going back to no need, That's not to say they don't have a need at the moment. You may contact them about a warehouse worker and they have no problem recruiting for that. However, there's a manager position they struggle with. So make sure you're targeting the right job title. And this comes from experience, knowing which location has a shortage of candidates. Your existing clients will tell you what they struggle to recruit for if you ask them. Yeah. And also you should know if you've got loads of jobs in this area for that job title, chances are all the other companies are going to be struggling in that location. So this brings me to point 3. Now you'll get this a lot. It's the PSL objection. So a client won't use you if they have a PSL in place. Now, why would a company have a PSL in place? It's a lot of people say it's counterproductive. They're missing out on the candidate pool, blah, blah, blah. This is what recruiters say. PSLs have their place, and I totally agree with them. I'm on many PSLs. What typically happens is a company will, let's say they've just gone through a rapid growth and they want loads of agencies to help them. It's not unheard of for companies to be working with 10 plus agencies. Excuse me. And what they do is they work with loads of agencies. Anyone that can find them someone, they'll take it. Yeah. So they're under the impression that if they have loads of agencies, they get a massive candidate pool, which is somewhat true and somewhat not. What typically happens is if an agency finds out there's 10 agencies working on it, they won't work as hard. So what companies do is 6 months down the line, once those agencies start recruiting, there's 2 or 3 on there that haven't really done anything. So they haven't sent any candidates, they haven't made any placements, so they stop working with them. Yeah, they whittle it down to a couple of agencies, yeah, that are either specialists. So they build a PSL and they say, these are our guys, they're fulfilling all our needs, we don't need any help with anything. So when a client says to you, we've got a PSL, it's there for a reason. Not so much, oh, we just don't want to work with you. Now, on the flip side, a PSL objection is usually a way to get rid of agencies. Yeah, so delve deeper into that. When you hear those objections, ask. I mean, you're not going to get nowhere if they don't reply to your email or they don't answer the question. That's fine. At least you've asked. Yeah, and this is just a reason why a client. So how do you get around it? Is a question. It's the follow-up. Yeah, and you can say on the phone, before I let you go, what is the process to actually make a PSL application? Is there any point it's up for renewal? Now, I've followed up. I put lists on my calendar. If someone says PSL, I ask, when is it going to be up? When can I make an apply? What is your process to get on a PSL? Yeah, the best way to actually get on a PSL is actually when someone gives you a chance to fill a position or you spec in a candidate. That's the best way. So if the recruitment agencies are struggling, they haven't found anyone for weeks, and the company doesn't go outside their PSL, if you send a candidate in, they might consider you because you've actually shown I'm better than your current agencies. So that's probably the way I would go around it. To be honest, just follow up is the best way to go about it, and they'll actually tell you the real reason. And I think you'll all agree, clients will, or prospects will, lie to you constantly, and we try not to lie with that. So don't take everything at face value. If we've got a PSL, that means I don't want to engage with you at the moment, I'm busy. Yeah, or we don't have a need, etc. Or just get off the phone, sort of thing. So take it like that. Now the other one is, the fourth one is not so important. Yeah, but in somewhat ways it can blow the deal from the offset. Yeah, so companies, I mean, if you're looking for a agency and you're a company yourself, and a new agency comes to you and their background is, they've been a recruiter for 1 month, are you really going to outsource the position to them? So it's all about your branding, how you position yourself, how you speak on the phone, how you engage. Are you pushy? That annoys people. Are you quick to sort of say, oh, get on the phone with me? If they reply to your email, or let's schedule a call. Those things are off-putting. So it is down to your approach, your brand, how you're perceived. The best thing you can do is not act desperate for the position. So don't follow up 4 or 5 times without them replying. Just follow up once. Yeah, a follow-up is great. And that's off. They've actually come back to you. I agree, following up loads of times until you hear back, that's fine, without spamming. Yeah, that's just good practice. You're just seeing if you can be of service. So going back to the points I've made, yeah. Number 1, No agencies, please, we have no money. Yeah, they can't pay you. Why do you want to do business with them? They've got no money, they've got no budget, or they just don't want to pay for the service. That's fine. They can recruit themselves in my eyes. Yeah. Point number two is there's no need. So their needs are being fulfilled. They can recruit themselves. They don't need any help. Yeah. Number three is PSL, objection, why a client wouldn't use you. Prove yourself to them. Yeah. You're more likely to get in there with them. The fourth one is brand. Make sure you look professional when you talk the part and you know the part. I've gone into sectors, I've cold called for various different sectors where I know nothing about it. But if you sound like you know what you're talking about, they'll just automatically consider you as a recruitment agency. I'll give you a quick example of this. I've been in meetings where I've sat down with the managing director of a big company or the chief executive. The first thing they say to you is, "Oh, why don't you go ahead and tell me something about yourself? Go on, tell me what you do." And then you start spilling out, "Oh, we're the best recruitment agency, blah 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 blah." Now, obviously, now if there's a meeting like that, it's a very good question. I'll be happy to explain how our values align with yours. But more importantly, let's talk about me. I'm a recruiter, but what I do or specialize in is I sell companies to candidates to attract them. Yeah. What would you say? So I answer the question, but I answer it with a question. You've got to be confident with it. You have to know your stuff or be perceived to know your stuff. If you go in there and say, "Oh, you're my first client," you're dead. No one's going to work with you. And it would be the same with it for yourself. If a builder come to your house and he said, "Oh, this is my first bathroom I've ever renovated," you're not going to really give him the business. But if he starts saying, "Oh, this bit you got to move and that bit you got to do and this is how it works," you're just automatically going to perceive him as an expert in it. So make sure this is how you end up being perceived. So I hope this video helped. They're the sort of four main points I can work out why a client wouldn't use us. So if you get around those, the market is yours. Take care and speak soon.